Hello everyone, I'm the Canadian Gaming Penguin. On Friday, April 2nd, the Letter from the Producer Live Part 63 was presented by the director and producer of Final Fantasy XIV, Naoki Yoshida. During the live letter, we were given an overview of what's to come with patch 5.5, and we were provided with more details about what we can expect with the Digital Fan Festival. In this video, I will be giving a summary of what we learned during the live letter. I will also be showing some of the screenshots that can be found on the special site of patch 5.5, along with some of the screenshots that are in the preliminary patch notes for patch 5.5. And if you're not interested in seeing that, you can just wait till tomorrow to see them in person yourself. With that said, let's get to it. The live letter began with the teaser trailer for patch 5.5, which I won't be breaking down or going through. If you are interested in watching the trailer yourself, it is available on the special site for patch 5.5, which I will have a link for in the description below. It's also available on the Final Fantasy XIV YouTube channel, and it is also available on the preliminary patch notes, also found on the Lodestone. Or you can just wait until tomorrow for the patch. After the trailer was shown and after the opening remarks, we were shown a breakdown of what is to come with patch 5.5 along with a planned schedule. Patch 5.5 is going to be split between two parts. The first part will be available on April 13th, 2021, aka tomorrow, woohoo! The second part of patch 5.5 will be released towards the end of May after the Digital Fan Festival. Mentioning the Digital Fan Festival, we'll be learning more about the second part of patch 5.5 during the live letter that will be presented during the Digital Fan Festival. Now, with that said, what's to come with patch 5.5? Firstly, we will have new main scenario quests. These quests will be the start of the pre-Endwalker expansion's main scenario quests, as the post-Shadowbringers main scenario quests ended with patch 5.4. The main scenario quests will be split between parts 1 and parts 2 of patch 5.5. Along with the main scenario quest, we will have a new dungeon, Eglethan, if I said that name right. We were shown a few images from this dungeon, along with a teaser picture of some of the gear that can be obtained from the dungeon. The final chapter of the Sorrow of World storyline will be coming with patch 5.5. We were shown a couple of screenshots as part of the storyline, and naturally, with the continuation of the story, there will be a new trial and a new extreme trial to go along with it. The new trials are the Cloud Deck and the Cloud Deck Extreme. Later on in the presentation of the live letter, we were shown a bit of the area and the atmosphere of the Cloud Deck trial, and it looks awesome. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Instead, you'll just have to be satisfied with these screenshots, at least until you try the trial yourself. The next chapter, Chapter 3 of the Yorha Dark Apocalypse storyline, I'm totally butchering Apocalypse, storyline will be available, and of course that means a new Alliance raid, the Tower of Paradigm's Breach. After the mid-break of the live letter, we were given a first look at part of the Tower of Paradigm's Breach, and it looks really interesting in that the architecture looks cool, not to mention the fact that most of the area is white or different shades of black and white, which is curious. And as I have not done anything past the opening quests of the Yorha storyline, I have absolutely no idea what this signifies, if anything, so yeah. Anyways. While Yoshi P was still in the Tower of Paradigm's Breach Alliance raid, he skipped ahead to the first boss area where we got to listen to the music there. Sort of. It honestly was hard to hear. But what I did hear, it sounded cool. And naturally, we also got our first look at the boss, whose name is Jack of Hearts. We were told that the Alliance raid will be available after the patch 5.5 maintenance. Additionally, there will be a weekly quest. Later, we were shown a few examples of the gear from the Alliance raid, but weren't told which jobs they'd be for. Sneaky peoples. Mentioning items dropped from the Alliance raids, they have made it easier to obtain special items. From the first two Alliance raids of the series, that is. Anyways. There was a brief mention about what job adjustments there will be, which mostly involved adjustments of damage output on some of the jobs. We will be able to see more details about this with the official patch notes. The preliminary patch 5.5 notes currently do not have anything about the changes just yet, other than a change to one of the job quests for Summoner. We were reminded that the Feast Season 18 ends on April 13th, aka tomorrow, and that Season 19 will begin. Well, technically it's later today because the maintenance starts late today. Anyway, I will also note that the current iteration of the Moogle Treasure Trove, the Hunt for the Esoterics, will also be ending tomorrow, April 13th. You will still be able to exchange your Tomestones of Esoterics after the maintenance, so don't fret about spending the Tomestones, just fret about earning them. Not that there's a whole lot of time for that left anyway. Also coming soon is the Hatching Tide seasonal event, which begins on April 14th, 2021, so that is on Wednesday. Our time, local time anyway. I will have more details about that in a future video, which will probably be out tomorrow, April 13th. Anyway, the Save the Queen story will have an update in patch 5.55, aka part 2 of patch 5.5. More details about the update will be shown during the live letter during the Digital Fan Festival, but as a teaser we were shown a couple of screenshots of the new field instance, Zadnor. Mentioning Zadnor, some lore about it is this. On the border-occupied Damaska in the northeast of Bosja stand the Sunken Plateaus, Zadnor. It is here that the 4th Legion will make its stand, the battle for Bosja reaching its bloody climax. Dun dun dun. In order to unlock Zadnor area, the 5.4 main scenario quest must be completed, and the 5.45 Save the Queen story must be completed. It was noted that we do not need to be Resistance rank 15 in order to progress into Zadnor. Mentioning the Resistance rank, it will be increased from 15 to 25, and there will also be progression of some sort beyond rank 25. There will be new skirmishes and critical engagements added,
additionally a new large-scale assault with a maximum of 48 players, the Delrada? The Delrada or something like that. Of course, it's names and words that I just can't. Yeah, anyway, moving on. Other Save the Queen related updates include a means for which to increase mount speed, skirmishes and critical engagements will be adjusted for fewer participants, the availability of large-scale assaults such as Castrum Lacus Latori, etc. will be adjusted, the chances of being selected for duels will increase upon non-selection, and Delubrum Reginae, Savage, will be adjusted to allow between 24 and 48 participants, rather than, I think, the 72 or whatever it is currently. I don't know. With Zadnor, the final steps for the resistance weapons will be met, while rather the upgrade quests will become available upon unlocking Zadnor during the 5.55 storyline. The stats of the weapons will be slightly better than those of the Eden's Promise Savage weapons. Additionally, once one weapon has been upgraded, which will be a harder process, the process for upgrading further weapons will differ in that it will be easier. Thus, it will be easier to upgrade multiple weapons. That last bit makes me happy because I like playing multiple jobs and I wanted to upgrade the weapons for each of the main ones that I play, so yay! As mentioned during the last live letter, part 62, the ultimate raid, which would normally be with the patch 5.5, has been delayed until patch 6.1. I won't rehash the details as to why this delay occurred. Since there is the delay, we are shown some teaser screenshots of the ultimate raid. I have to say that it looks really interesting and almost makes me want to try it. However, the likelihood of that happening is very slim, as I've never tried any of the ultimate raids before. But who knows? Anyway, next up, housing. There are numerous new housing items coming to the game, including a new exterior design, and I love the look of it. Other housing items include outside furnishings, such as these blacksmith items and others. New inside furnishing included this mini stuffed shark, a giant book, violin instrument display, giant basket of apples, lunch tray, coffee mug, shelf unit with stuff displayed, and see-through windows. Yep, and then, I'm joking, yes, see-through windows, or something like that. I honestly thought that they were just giant pictures at first, or wallpaper, or something. I was only able to guess at what they were based on the translation that the unofficial Final Fantasy XIV Discord team provided. We'll know more on patch day. The current Unreal trial, the Naval Unreal, will be swapped with a new Unreal trial. The new one
the world leader Unreal. As a walk through memory lane, Yoshi P had the World Eater opening cutscene play. While it was playing, he reflected on how long it had been since seeing the cutscene. He was also reminiscing about how difficult the fight was back then and how there were some interesting challenges during the testing, such as remembering to attack the tail or head depending on one's job, and also to stun the one ad, otherwise hysteria will ensue. Wink wink. Ahem. There will be Crafter and Gatherer updates with patch 5.5. There will be more challenging expert recipes, along with a quality of life update that I am personally excited about. When maps are opened via the gathering log, it will indicate the gathering points. In a sort of, in this area there are gathering points. As you can see with a screenshot, it will show the area with a circle. This is similar to other aspects of the game, like with the leave quests, etc. Additionally, there will be a fishing update in that a listing of fish to be released at fishing holes will be added. There's an example of this on this slide as well. The Ishgardian restoration is not quite done in the sense that it is also getting an update, although one might consider it not to be quite about restoration, but rather about celebration. And technically it's about the Firmament rather than the restoration itself. Ahem. As mentioned in the live letter part 62, the Firmament will periodically hold a Skyrise celebration in honor of its restoration. During these periods, that is the Skyrise celebration, the locals will hold fêtes, as I butcher the French, aka festivals. These celebrations will take place approximately every 2 days real time. As an example, say there's a celebration and it'll last for 24 hours, then there's approximate 2-day break, and then another 24 hours of celebration, and then again another approximate 2-day break. The fêtes will be held approximately every 2 hours with a total of 12 per celebration period. A fête is a competitive event for crafters and gatherers similar to fates, which is what I had surmised back in the live letter part 62. By participating in a fête, you will earn fête presents based on your participation rating, as per usual with fates and all that sort of thing. These fête presents apparently contain fabulous items. What items those will be, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm a little more curious as to why these characters are carrying giant plushy-looking Moogles Kupo. Related to the Firmament, we will also be getting a new custom delivery client, Count Charlemagne de Durandère. All I can say is that I'm curious to know how the Count becomes one of our custom delivery clients, and I'm looking forward to finding out how and why. I should also probably finish the Firmament quests now that the restoration process has been completed. For over a month now. As I mentioned in the live letter part 62, Triple Triad will be seeing an update with how the 4-star cards are used in decks. The pre-patch notes state that 3-star cards or less will have no restrictions, so no change there. The new change that is occurring with this patch is that we will be able to use up to 2 4-star cards or higher, and only 1 5-star card. So we can have 2 4-star cards, or 1 4-star card and a 5-star card. That's not confusing at all. Anyway. Additionally, the drop rates upon defeating NPCs for Triple Triad cards will be increased. Woohoo! As to how increased, I guess I'll have to just find out by challenging some NPCs for some cards, because I don't have them all yet. So close. In patch 5.55, we will also be seeing a reward update for obtaining all the Triple Triad cards. Again, this is more about how many unique cards you obtain rather than the actual all cards, as the all card amount will be ever changing as new cards are added basically every patch. Ahem. Explorer mode will also be having an update where all the level 70 dungeons will be added, the level sync and item level sync will be able to be disabled, and instruments will be able to be used while in Explorer mode. Woot! Other miscellaneous updates includes new indicators for bonuses while ocean fishing, a new instrument will be added to performance in patch 5.55, a reward for obtaining all trial mounts for the 5.x patch series will be added, new prizes will be available in the Manderville Gold Saucer, some of which include certain prizes that were previously available during the Make It Rain campaign event. The hotbar slots will be able to be saved while editing an active set of Blue Mage actions, and also poor Jonathas and Grindania will be seeking an early retirement from awarding us with achievements, because we'll be able to obtain the achievements from the achievement log itself. Poor Jonathas. In seriousness, rather than having to speak with Jonathas to obtain our achievements, as I said, we will now be able to obtain the rewards through the achievement log window. I'm actually really happy about that, as it makes it so much easier to obtain the achievement rewards. Jonathas will be instead working with veteran rewards. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but it won't take long to find out come patch day, aka tomorrow. The collision detection will be updated, partly for the longevity of the game. Apparently it was an old function of the game, and as such was in need of an update. Probably a very significant one. One of the reasons for this was to have a better response time between client and server. It was also noted that there may be some bugs with this change, mostly in the housing areas because of floating objects. So if you do come across any issues, do make sure to report them. The target markers have been updated as well after a long time of no updates. The markers will now better indicate which direction the boss will be facing, and if there are positionals for that boss, etc. Loading times for all platforms will be updated. This comes in sequence with the PlayStation 5 open beta, which will also begin tomorrow. An option to use the high-resolution user interface will be available to the Windows and Mac versions of the game. We were told this during the PlayStation 5 demonstration of some of its features, which I will be mentioning more about shortly. I'm actually looking forward to the higher resolution, as well some of the details on the UI being fuzzy actually really bothers me. Anyway, so next up, the PlayStation 5 version of Final Fantasy XIV. We were given more details of some of the features that will be available with the PS5 version, such as the aforementioned higher resolution user interface. These features include fast loading times, which was demonstrated to us, and boy was it fast. 4K display compatible. You will have a choice between 4K 2160p, a WKHD 1440p, or Full HD 1080p. Yes, that probably was a whole lot of gibberish. Anyway, then the high-resolution UI assets. We were also shown this. Amusingly, it was a little difficult for them to demonstrate the quality of the assets, even though they were using a 4K resolution monitor to show this. The stream was only being streamed at a 720p resolution, thus the quality of the stream itself was kind of crappy, but you could see the major difference of that once Yoshipi used his own face to demonstrate the difference between his face and the monitor itself. It was actually quite amusing, and there's the screenshot of that too. And I have to add my joke in, it was amusing, not to mention most impressive. And no, I haven't gone to the dark side, they lied about the cookies. Anyways, we were also told that there would be DualSense haptic feedback with the PS5 version of the game, and that there would be additional trophies, whatever that means. I don't have a PlayStation 4 or 5, so I haven't a clue what that means. So if someone that does, you can explain it in the comments down below. There will also be 3D audio support. The sound team worked hard to provide 3D audio for this, which included things like being able to tell where a mob is attacking from and where footsteps in the shadows are approaching from. The PS5 open beta will begin tomorrow, Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, once the maintenance concludes. This said, the client will be available to download before the maintenance is concluded. In order to join the open beta, current PS4 players will need to download the PS5 Upgrade Edition. New players will need to download the PS5 version of the free trial.
There will be more details posted on the Lodestone, and yes, I did say free trial. If there are no major bugs, they will move the open beta to the full version of the game a while later. It was also mentioned that if you want a quick transition from the PS4 version of the game to the PS5 version of the game, in terms of game setup, etc., that you should save your heads-up display, or your HUD, on your PS4 version so that you can quickly load it into the PS5 version. While Yoshi P was giving the PS5 demonstration, he also mentioned and showed us that there would be a search feature with the emotes, as there are so many emotes now. I'm super happy about this, especially since there have been a number of times that I've really had to hunt down an emote and stared at it 3 times before finally finding it the 4th time, because I couldn't remember the command to type to trigger it, or the location of it on the listing itself too. Anyway, so there's only so many spots you have open for favorites. Anyways, I'm looking forward to this new feature. I kind of hope they add one for like minions or triple Triad cards as well, so that it's easier to see, do I have this card yet? Because sometimes you can get duplicates of those cards or minions, and then you like, oh shoot, I already had it. I could have given it to someone else to have it in that dungeon or trial or whatever. Anyway, while continuing to demonstrate some of the features of the PS5, Yoshi P showed us some of the new minions that are coming to the game, along with a few mounts, and as some people in the chat pointed out during the live stream, or so I saw after I watched it after the live stream, because I didn't watch it live. Anyway, we could see additional mounts in Yoshi P's hotbar. This includes a new category of mounts, a gold version of mounts, or I suppose you could call them gil versions of mounts. Yes, that's right, there will be golden versions of the Great Serpent Mount, the Namazu Mount, and others. These mounts will be purchasable with gil, and some of the prices will be very expensive. Some will be more than 1 to 2 million gil, while others will be cheaper. The pricing will vary, and we'll see exactly what that entails later on. And by later on, I mean after the patch. I'm actually really excited to see what these mounts are, and how much gil I get to spend to obtain them all. My gil is currently building up, and I have nothing really to spend it on, so I guess there's that. And I don't know even if that much gil, and I don't have that much gil in comparison to some people. So yeah, but anyway, I digress. And that was it for the live letter and what is to come with patch 5.5. The next portion of the live letter, part 63, moved on to the announcement portion of the live letter. There will be patch 5.5 note reading by Yoshi P on Monday, April 12th, 2021, so later today around 11 p.m. PDT, which is just after... what, that's 1 in the morning Central Daylight Time, I think, or something like that? Anyway, mostly April 13th for everybody else. Yoshi P will be reading the patch notes while offering some pointers on aspects of the patch to look forward to. It's also noted that this will be in Japanese only. Other announcements were for Europe and/or Japan-specific related things, mostly pertaining to merchandise. The rest of the announcement section of the live letter was about the Digital Fan Festival. The Digital Fan Festival 2021 will take place on May 14th and May 15th, for us on this side of the world. For people in Japan and basically everywhere else, the Digital Fan Festival will be on the 15th and 16th. Time zones. We were shown once again these special commemorative items, such as the 8-player Mount Lunar Whale. I really want that whale. And the 3 Final Fantasy IV minions, Edge, Rosa, and Rydia. Additionally, we were told about digital commemorative items. There will be 3 different sets of 5 orchestrion rolls. Rather than listing them off, I'm just going to show the screenshot of the slide that we were shown, as it will list the details of each of these sets. The sale of the commemorative items will go on sale on May 14th, so that's the day before the festival, Digital Fan Fest, begins. I believe that doesn't matter, or doesn't change based on time zone, so it'll still be the May 14th for North America, for example, even though the festival starts on May 14th. Anyway, so what is the Digital Fan Festival? Well, firstly, as shown with the slide letter during the live letter, what occurs in a typical fan festival? Most stage events are broadcast live activities focused on gameplay, experiences, and social interactions, separate events for Japan, North America, and Europe. With the Digital Fan Festival 2021, we will see all stage events will be broadcast live, digital activities available to enjoy online and in-game, and a global celebration featuring English interpretations for most stage events. Surprised me, honestly. I wasn't expecting most of them to be able to have English interpretations. I expected most were only going to be available in Japanese. But that was a nice surprise for me. And did I mention that the Digital Fan Festival is free? Well, if I didn't, it's free, and that makes me super happy. Next up is a schedule of sorts of what we can expect on each day of the Digital Fan Festival, and this is also available on the Digital Fan Festival site itself. So stage events on day 1 include the keynote address, which will be Endwalker related. Later, Welcome to Naoki's Room, which will have special guests and the game will be discussed. Then there is a How Do You Like Heidelin, a community stream. Heidelin Exploration Team will be on the screen, whatever that means exactly. Then there will be a development panel, and later on a piano performance, which I'm personally looking forward to, and I'm guessing I'm going to have to either stay up really late to see it, or get up early to see it, depending on what time, obviously. Anyways, the stage events on day 2 include a letter from the producer live, Glamoured to Life Showcase, which name is pending, and that will be a fan-made costume, cosplay, etc. sort of thing. I have more details about that in my previous video about talking about the live letter coming up. Anyways, then there also on stage events on day 2 we'll have a live question and answers, name also pending, and then a flashback with the cast, name also pending, and band performance by the Primals. Next, we were given more details about the digital activities that will be also available during the Digital Fan Festival, such as the Moogle Treasure Trove Fan Festival 2021 edition, a limited time group pose frames and stickers, the Uzanar Challenge, the Fan Festival group pose screenshot campaign, the Eorzea Cafe at Home, art contest, which is no longer open, and Glamour to Life. Make sure to get your submissions in before the deadline on April 16th. Note the time zone. I will have the Lodestone link about the Glamour to Life activity in the description below, or you can check out my information that I provided in my previous video as well. Mentioning activities, Square Enix is seeking questions for Yoshi P for the questions and answers, so submit your questions. Additionally, there will be a question gathering period for questions during the next letter from the producer live, which will have a special guest, Natsuko Ishikawa, the main scenario writer. Natsuko Ishikawa will be speaking with Yoshi P during the second half of the live letter, thus any questions you might have can be submitted via the official forums. I will have links to both forum areas for your questions in the description below, or you can find it on the Lodestone itself through the forums. Good luck! And that's my summary of the letter from the producer live part 63. I'm really looking forward to the patch, which, as I've mentioned several times already, is available tomorrow, woohoo, and the Digital Fan Festival next month in May. It will be my first time being able to participate in a fan festival, let alone a Final Fantasy XIV one, or, well, I guess second. I did sort of participate in the Crunchyroll thing, which was also digital a while back. Anyways. At any rate, I'm super excited about it, and are you excited about anything in particular about the Fan Festival or about patch 5.5? Leave a comment down below. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope that you found this summary helpful and or useful, and if you would like to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you don't miss out on the next video. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching!